Hey YouTube world, I am back with another video. October has just been insane and we're only like halfway through. So I just have been bouncing around the entire country, it feels like. And in my line of work, October, it's like the busiest month because it's time to get all of those sales in and wrap up the year before we start the rat race again, all over again in January. So we'll see what happens. And again, I've been traveling a lot, so I figured this is a relevant topic. Even if you're just going into the office and you don't do a lot of work travel, I think this is still applicable to you. So I wanted to just go over the bags, talking about Paris, bed bugs, I was reading about it. So bugs just came out, but just want to talk about the bags that have been in heavy rotation during my travels and just moving around for work. So let's kind of just get right into it. Start off strong with my newest addition. I didn't do an unboxing on this, so let's just consider this an unboxing for my new Birkin 35. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this bag already, as I did take this to my recent conference and it's actually still got a bunch of stuff in here. So I figure it'll be a good opportunity to show you what I have in here, how I've used it, how I've liked it, is it heavy, etc. So this is the gold on palladium hardware for the Birkin 35. I actually bought this pre-loved from Lizon Bags. I'll make sure to link that down below. And what's really nice is that they were doing a 20% off on all of their bags during Labor Day. So I snatched this up really quickly. And I think it was about like $5,000, maybe $5,500. And I mean, it is in worn condition, but I figured it was a really good deal for one that is going to be a not throw around bag. You don't throw around Birkins, okay? I want to be Mary-Kate Olsen, but I just can't do that. But it is, less of a worry, because if you haven't seen my unboxing for my first Birkin 35, it's a maroon color. I'll link that video down for you below and above, but that is in pristine condition. So for me to like bring it on an airplane, put it underneath the seat, I don't know, I just can't do it. So I figured let's go ahead and buy this particular one where it's a little bit worn to be a work bag and see how it feels and can I be bougie on my work trip? Yes, I can. So so this one turned out to be the perfect bag for that. And just to show you the condition, where the handles are a little bit worn, and you can see it's not cracking or anything, but it feels like the leather has been, let me just flip it around. The leather has just been sweated through. So whoever had this bag before really used it. And I do appreciate that, right? Where, people aren't afraid to use their bags. And for me, getting one in the less ideal condition, so to speak, it just gives me the, I guess, approval or I would say approval to kind of just really use the bag. So the handles are a little bit worn, and if I really wanted to, I can actually put a twilly on it. I have my twilly somewhere. What did I do with it? Okay, I don't know what I did with my twilly. So I do have one twilly, which might be a little weird. So I need to add another twilly to my collection so that I can wrap up the handles to, further, not have it further be damaged. Or if I don't like the look of this and might just look a little grimy. I don't know. So we'll see. Even though I did bring this to my conference down in Florida a couple weeks ago, I used it without twilly. And I think the Hermes associate did judge me a little bit for that. So kind of just show you what I have in here. I do have, wow, it's still fully packed with like a bunch of, receipts and everything. So I've got my Longchamp little toiletry pouch, I guess what you call it. I did purchase this at the Longchamp outlet a couple, I want to say a month or two ago. And what I used it for is actually containing all of my cords. So I've got, of course, I've got a bag within a bag, okay? But I've got my laptop charger here. And then of course I've got a little one where I can easily take out of this if I want to just, leave this at the hotel room because it's really heavy because it's like the full-blown charger for my work laptop. And if I just want to go out to dinner and I still want to carry my phone chargers, I have that readily available. So that is nice because, with all of the cords and whatnot, there's sharp ends to your chargers. So you want to make sure you protect your bag by putting it into a bag within a bag within a bag, apparently. And I really do like this Longchamp one because it does have this chunky zipper and it's just so smooth. What else do I have in my bag here? And then the inside of it, I do have my Goyard little wallet on chain, wallet that crossbody that came with it. I use this one to go to dinner. And what I love about this particular, just whenever I travel, I bring my bag where I put my laptop in. And then of course I bring a smaller one like this wallet on chain. And then I also have this one where I got from the Japanese vintage. It didn't come with a dust bag, and I'm using the Rebag bag, screw Rebag. Do not buy from them, but I still have this, so I was just using it because I couldn't find anything on hand. But sometimes I would choose to bring this Chanel wallet on chain, and I actually didn't do an official unboxing on this one, so it's like double unboxing today. But yes, this one is going to be the Chanel walk I recently got in the Camellia. I recently did let go of my boy Chanel walk because I just didn't like it too much. I honestly like the Camellia a little bit better. And I feel like the Camellia one, or the traditional classic Chanel wallet on chain, is actually much more functional. It fits a lot more. The boy walk actually is more structured, if you want to put it that way, because that one is caviar. It's a little bit structured, so it doesn't fit as much. Even with a wallet on chain like base shaper, it didn't fit as much. Whereas the lambskin on this one is so malleable that you can actually fit a little bit more. And of course, not making it lumpy and misshapen, so to speak. So of course, what I didn't like about that and decided to let that go is because of the actual chain itself. The chain is very chunky, it's very thick. It is not heavy, right? Because I think it's hollow on the inside. This one actually feels a little bit heavier, but I didn't mind that just because this is a really small bag to carry in the first place. But the chains on this one is so much thinner so that if I decided to put this away, or if I want to, use it as an actual wallet or a clutch, I can actually still fit stuff in here. Whereas the boy walk, because the chain is so much thicker, you can't really fit anything in there after you put the chain away. So I really love this one because it's just like buttery soft. So that's what I would usually bring with me. So I would, if I'm going out to a work dinner, I don't want to be carrying this massive thing, especially if you're walking from your hotel to like the dinner. Usually at conferences, if you've ever been on one, most of the time when we take clients out to dinner, we try to keep it really close so that you can easily walk to it. And you don't want to be carrying this, heavy bag with your computer inside to the restaurant site itself. So this one, so I tend to like to carry something small and keep it with me so I don't have to put it in my carry-on and just, I'm watching my stuff. It's not leaving my sight. It's going underneath the seat by my feet because I'm not, having it go up on top if I don't have to. So it's nice to just have it go in here and, doesn't take a whole lot of space. And then, of course, I still have my lanyard stating my name, telling the whole world, please come talk to me. And then I also have a portable charger, which I actually normally keep in here. So this Longchamp bag actually fits a lot. More receipts. And then you can see the inside of it, right, where I've got the 7RP insert that I actually got for my other Birkin, but I figured, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and just use it for this particular bag. Now, I wanted to show you fully packed in a second what I usually keep in here. So I've got my laptop here. This is my personal computer, and I do have my work laptop, and it's so heavy and so chunky, even though it's like a 14 or maybe a 13 inch. But for demonstration, most people have like MacBook Airs or something a little bit smaller, but this is going to be the Samsung 13 inch. So I would just put it in here. So you can see like you have so much more room to put stuff in here. So I also had a notebook with me, and I was easily able to fit that in here as well. So again, there's a lot more room for you to put your wallet. You could put your, cell phones in here, and it's not like a bottomless pit for you to try to find, which is also a nice thing that I like how I got this in red. If you got this in black, because then it becomes a black hole. So The red does help you identify what's in here, and you can easily grab whatever you need pretty quickly. I was able to fit a water bottle in here, and I also stuffed like my Starbucks breakfast in here while I was just trying to grab and go and eat on the plane or eat at the conference. I literally just like threw everything in here. So overall, this is an excellent work bag. And of course, when you're going through airport security, you got to lie your stuff down and you don't want everything to fall out. That's when I kind of just close it up, like, you know, do up everything of the Birkin and let it go through the security so that nothing, like a regular tote, if your tote doesn't have like a zipper, everything tends to fall out, right? So this definitely was really happy with my purchase. And eventually, and I didn't show you the corners are a little scuff up. I think this one's the worst one. And then you can see the corners on this is pretty scuffed up as well. But again, if I do any more damage to this, I don't feel as bad. What's really interesting is that when I received this bag, this is Togo leather, right? So I'm just taking everything out. As you can see here, when this bag got delivered to me, I actually had a panic attack because it came in a really flat box. And I was like, oh my God, did I not get my Birkin? Why is it not a big box? So you are actually able to fold this up to look like this. Isn't that crazy? So when a Birkin actually has been used and the leather has softened, it does not stand up on its own. And this is not even Swift leather. This lost its structure, which again, I'm not like upset about, but just something to know if you were to get a Birkin and, you know, if it shows up like this, hopefully you're okay with it. And obviously having an insert solves that problem. Oh, one last thing I want to mention is that if you decide to put this on your carry-on, you do have to shorten the handles of the carry-on to match the height of the straps so that you can grab the straps as well as the carry-on handle and, you know, roll it with you as you are walking towards your gate. So that might be a little annoying to some people. I did have to play around with it. So it's not like the regular Neverfull where the straps are super long, where you can easily just hook it over your carry-on handles and then you can just drag it along with you. So you just do have to be careful of that. But isn't this gorgeous? Really excited about getting this one and really using it to its fullest potential. So that is bag number one. Let me move a pillow. And then set it there so we can all take a look at it as eye candy. All right, bag number two is going to be my Louis Vuitton. I have done a video on this particular bag where it's my top 5 everyday bags. So this one is a really good one for you if you do travel to the office or, you know, just work travel in general. One of my favorites. This is the size on the go in the black emprunt. And I really like this one because it's not like super in your face. And then everything you see today, it's going to be very fall vibes as well as very quiet luxury, because when you're going on work, you can't be like super flashy, right? And of course, for safety issues, because you are going to a different city, or if you're taking, you know, the train to work, you don't want to be like very flashy. So what's cool about this, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth here, but what's cool about this is that if you want to be like kind of low key and you don't want the Hermes to show, you can always, sometimes it's really easy for you to kind of be on the crook of your arms and you're walking around like this, right? You can easily just go like that. You flip it over and it's not weird because then you can just carry it like this and you cannot see what kind of brand bag this is unless you're like, you know, right? So wanted to kind of cover that real quick, freaking heavy. So back to the on the go. So what I love about this bag is that you have the option of using the long strap or the top handle. I won't talk too much about this in too much detail because I did cover it in my top 5 everyday bags. So I'll link that for you as well if you want to check that out. But again, the long straps, super clutch. And then on the inside, I did get an insert as well. I do like how you can also fit a laptop in here. Again, just to show you real quick. See, you can easily fit a 13-inch in there with plenty of room, water bottles, you know, your notebooks, everything that fits in here. I won't show it to you, but everything fits in this bag as well. It's just that you have a lot more room to put other stuff on top of that. But this one, it's gonna fit pretty snugly. And then this one I got off of Poshmark, and it is in pristine condition. It came with box, dust bag, everything, the full set. And this one is in mint condition. So I really enjoy using this bag because it's actually pretty high. It's really high quality, and it doesn't have the Louis Vuitton logo, like the monogram that's screaming in your face. So that is the second bag. And then of course I would also put my little wallet on chain in here as well. That is like a dual combo that I always have with me when I'm on work travel. So the third bag I wanted to go over is the Savoir tote. And this is kind of like a Picotin dupe, I want to say, or inspired. But this one is actually really functional. I did do a whole entire unboxing, reveal, unbagging, whatever you call it. So I'll link that also for you. So I won't yap too much about this one in particular, but this one literally just fits all of it. You can easily put just your entire life in here if you have to. You can put your laptop here, you could put your water bottle here, and if you are just going overnight and you're like really minimal when it comes to traveling, you can just put a set of clothes and maybe some shoes in here. A lot of stuff can go in here. And my biggest gripe with this, I don't know if it's the biggest gripe, but this middle flap is not stable. You can see how it flips back and forth, and the bottom of it is not like stapled or sewn into the base of the purse itself. So again, I don't know if I like that or if I'm like okay with it, because then it gives me flexibility. I guess I like it. I don't know, having a mind melt right now, but I guess I like it because then you can determine you want to put more stuff here in the front or more stuff in the back here. The only other thing I will mention is that this hook is, I wish it was longer. I wish it was long enough so that you can easily open the bag and grab something out of it without undoing this portion of it. So right now you can see I'm just trying to, like, I can open a little bit of it, but if it was just like an inch longer, that would make this bag incredibly functional. And then of course, I love how there are feet at the bottom. So I do have to struggle sometimes a little bit to just undo it so I can grab my laptop out of it. But if it's just something small like a wallet, you can easily grab it. So that is the third bag. Is just my good old J.Crew that I got from Poshmark for like $50. And what's nice is that it is Italian leather. I don't know if J.Crew still makes this, but it is kind of a good old-fashioned tote where it is raw leather. It's raw leather, and there is a magnetic enclosure. I think this originally, when it first came out, it was like $200 something, and I would never pay $200 something for a simple tote from J.Crew. Not that I have anything against J.Crew, I have so much clothes for them. It served its purpose. And if you're going through like the rough parts of Chicago and you're taking your laptop to work, I think this one is probably the perfect one. And I've used this a lot, and it doesn't look like it has any wear whatsoever when it comes to the corners. It's just a little bit dark. I lied. There's a little bit of wear there. But again, you also have to think about how I threw this bag around. So overall, it is in decent condition. The straps are like brand new still. The only thing that started coming apart was the threading. So the thread, I guess, got caught on something and it became loose. So of course, with my terrible sewing skills, I decided to patch it up on my own. So this is what it looks like now. And this is what it used to look like, where it's actually nicely stitched together. So don't judge me for my sewing skills. And you can see the base of it, I got hair ties everywhere, is structured, which I love. And then everything else is just a very structured, sort of structured, but a little bit malleable. But if you can see, it sits up by itself. Like that. And then on the inside, there is a inner pocket. It doesn't come apart, but it does zip. So there's a little pouch in here that you can use. So overall, not going to say too much about it. I do think that if you're looking for a cheaper priced tote tote, work tote that is really comfortable and functional, you can definitely use this one and try to find it on Poshmark and you know, get a deal out of it instead of paying $250. All right, before I go over my last bag here, do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I talk about designer brands, I talk about indie brands. I have a lot of really good indie ones coming up. So definitely stay tuned, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and follow me on Instagram as well, because if you follow me on Instagram, you come with me on my travels and see all the great food I want to share with you as I'm devouring and stuffing my face if I don't forget to don't forget to take some pictures or videos before I eat it. But I did bring this on my most recent trip, so follow me on Instagram if you kind of want to just see little snippets instead of full-blown long-form videos like this. So the most recent one I used is my Hermes Bolide 35. This is not a popular bag, let me tell you. You don't see a lot of people on Instagram or whatever. It's just, in my opinion, an underhyped bag, especially if you want to use it for work. And this bag has been around forever, decades, right? But this Bolide 35 is in the Epsom leather, and it comes with a strap, and it does have the palladium hardware or silver hardware. I really like this one because it's super low key. Nobody has any idea, unless you know Hermes, right, that this is a pretty expensive bag. I mean, I didn't pay that much for it. I think it was like around $2,000. But this one I like especially because it is an Epsom leather. It's a lot more structured. I don't know if I would want a Togo or a Clemence in a Bolide, because I feel like this reminds me of an Alma. But obviously I like this one way better than Alma because it is very low key and something that you can actually take to work with you, right? I also think that the Clemence, if this is like a slouchy look and it just becomes like a gym bag. I don't know, maybe I prefer structured bags more so than I do, you know, fluffy or slouchy or mushy bags. That's just my preference. Again, if you like mushy bags, like pillows, I completely understand. It's just not my first go-to. Look, I literally have hair ties everywhere, and then I got my business cards just like, you know, tied up in hair ties again. And then I've got mints in there, and then I've got my headphones, but you can see the inside of it. It is very spacious. I did not buy an insert for this. Probably should, because the inside is fully lined with leather, and I think it's Swift leather. So out of any bags, probably this one needs an insert, but I didn't want to take away from the space and capacity of this bag. But I did get questions on my Instagram stories. Does it fit a laptop in here? And it actually does. If you have a smaller laptop like the Samsung one, you can easily just kind of pop it in here and you can zip it up pretty nicely. But if you have a thicker one, because it is Epsom, it probably, or Courchevel, whatever it's called, it probably might not fit as well. Like my work laptop is a little bit thicker and I do have a hard time zipping it up. So you can see the laptop fits in there. You will have to put stuff. It's like a unintentional divider that you have created for yourself in this bag, so you could put all of your stuff on one side, on the other side. It is a pain in the ass because if you take it out and all of your stuff, you know, kind of just falls together, right? Then you have to kind of like spread everything apart and make ways so that you could put your laptop back in. So that was the challenge I had with my laptop there. The only other gripe I have with this bag is that it has one zipper, which I wish there were two zippers, so then that way I can decide if I want to go left or right. It's just much more, you know, convenient. But the whole point of that is because you get to lock this bag. Like, who ever locks a bag? I don't know. This is not a travel bag. It's not a carry-on. It's just my gripe with this particular bag. But usually I keep it open unless I'm going through like airport security. I generally just keep my bags open. And then if I need to close it, I might just close it halfway, which again goes back to my whole thing. Like, I wish there was two zippers instead of one. And then at the bottom, I really like how their feet at the bottom here, where it kind of just protects the rest of your bag. So that is my last bag I want to go over today. I might do another video on this because I've just been flying around and it's madness. So these are the ones that are heavy on my rotation. I'm thinking about adding another bag to my collection when it comes to work, just so I have some variety. A question you might be thinking of, is it okay to be traveling to foreign places with a Birkin or another Hermes? Because these are high priced dollar items, right? Generally, no, I don't worry about that because I'm going from my house to the airport, which, usually is okay, right? And then when you're at airport, you don't have to worry about being mugged or robbed or anything, right? And then depending on what city I'm going to, if I'm going from the airport again to a conference, like a hotel, like a conference center, I generally don't worry about that. I also make sure I am aware of my surroundings and not be, stupid with my bags or anything, right? Or of course my own safety. But it's always nice because then if you're going to a specific city or you're driving around and it's not just a conference, you're actually going from location to location to location and you don't want to be carrying like a Birkin, that's probably the reason why I would want to add another work bag to my collection, where it is still very nice because I do enjoy, wearing nice bags when I'm traveling for work, right? And of course you have to, the first impressions, no matter what they say to you, first impressions matter. When you meet a client and you show up with a decent bag, a bag changes your outfit, right? It changes your whole demeanor, in my opinion. I may think about investing in another, work bag that is very low key, but it's still very nice and presentable in front of clients, where I'm wearing a suit or whatever it is. So I made literally a mess here, so I'm gonna have to clean this up, but I really hope that this was helpful and you enjoyed looking at some of these eye candies and how you can incorporate this into your work life, going to the office, going on work travel. And then of course, getting the idea of carrying something that's a little bit smaller, like a wallet on chain, and how I travel for work for the most efficient way. I'll make sure to link everything down below for you so that you can see all of the unboxing and each of these bag reviews in a little bit more detail. I kind of just zipped through everything today. I did want to highlight, obviously my latest addition, the Birkin, as well as my Chanel wallet on chain for you, and spend a little bit more time showing those pieces. But I will make sure to link these two videos for you to check out in a playlist down below. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see you all next time.